A death in Texas leads to new questions about monkeypox. We dig into the state's response, what's worked, what needs to improve, and what comes next. New concerns after the Texas Juvenile Justice Department stopped accepting minors into its facilities.
With our present resources, we are unable to serve all of the youth who have been committed to TJJD.
The problem's now reaching the local level, keeping some kids waiting months for counseling and treatment. A battle on the airwaves to win support from Texas women, the people, and the strategies that could decide the race for governor. Criminals hiding their crimes by using fake paper license plates are changing how they operate.
The primary reason is to conceal their criminal activity. That car you're behind could be a stolen vehicle, you just don't know it.
The steps they're taking and the warning police have for car owners.
Produced from the Capitol in Austin and airing statewide, this is the award-winning State of Texas.
Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Josh Hinkle. The fallout continues after the Texas Juvenile Justice Department said it would stop accepting minors into its facilities. It comes as the department said it is 160% over capacity. Investigator Kelly Wiley found the state is scrambling to get resources to county detention facilities to start treatment for more than 135 kids waiting to be placed.
Inside the Hays County Juvenile Detention Center, there are 2 minors who should be in state facilities getting counseling and treatment. Instead, the administrator for the facility, Brett Littlejohn, says they've already spent 2 months waiting.
Once they get processed into that system, then they can start their own programs of rehabilitation to eventually get them back out into society. So that's put on hold. We don't have access to any of those programs here, so they're just truly waiting their turn. And in the case of indeterminate sentence, their sentence doesn't start until they get there, so they don't get credit for anything.
Most minors on the state's waiting list have indeterminate sentences. In a statement, TJJD said it will credit all youth for time they've spent on the wait list. But we learned the agency has still not determined how to start the treatment and programs it offers in county detention facilities also experiencing staffing shortages.
You said your facility can hold up to 114 juveniles.
Correct.
At this point in time, with the staff you have, how many do you actually feel comfortable having here?
Right now I have about 21 kids, smallest we've ever been pretty much since we've opened since 2002. That's pretty comfortable. I could go up a little bit more.
Cameron Johnson is one of a handful of juvenile public defenders in Texas.
What is the trickle-down effect when TJJD stops intake?
The impact on juvenile justice is enormous. The concern is also is that when they're not able to provide the services for youth, and particularly in counties that are not resource rich or have the ability to do, then they're just going to bypass Texas Juvenile Justice Department altogether and try to move these youth directly into the adult system.
At its highest this month, there were nearly 160 minors on the state's wait list, impacting 47 counties across the state.
We've made it work for now, and that's our goal, to continue to make it work. I would like to get beyond that issue and get back to some sense of normalcy, whatever that is in our system, where you can have a more immediate, response to those kids and those families, because they're all in limbo at this point.
Another concern is the cost on the counties who are housing these minors. They're footing that bill. Right now, Bexar, Tarrant, and Dallas have the most minors on this list. Kelly Wiley, State of Texas.
Thanks, Kelly. Our team obtained data showing how minors have been sentenced over the years in Texas and how many in particular have been sentenced as adults. You can find a breakdown by county right now on our website. Just scan the QR code on your screen to this story where you can find a link to our report. New rules could help keep the power on during disasters like the 2021 winter storm. The Texas Railroad Commission, which regulates oil and gas, approved the rules for natural gas companies at its Tuesday meeting. Those companies must now submit yearly reports that spell out how they will keep running during weather emergencies. But as our partners at the Texas Tribune point out, the new rules don't specify the new standards that the agency's inspectors will use to measure that readiness. Violations of the new rules are punishable by a fine between $5,000 and $1 million. After the 2021 winter storm, a legislative effort to require generators in nursing homes and assisted living facilities failed. Instead, lawmakers directed the state to survey homes about existing power sources to get a better idea of how to prepare. Texas Health and Human Services released the results of that survey earlier this month, and Avery Travis dug into the numbers. Avery?
Yeah, Josh, not every facility that's licensed in the state actually responded to the survey, but of the nursing homes that did answer, 99% reported having a generator. Meanwhile, less than half of the licensed assisted living facilities that responded, 47%, had generators. Now, we know some state and even federal regulation already requires newly built nursing homes to have generators, while there are no such rules for assisted living facilities.
Is that the main reason for the lower percentage of assisted living facilities with generators?
It's definitely one of the factors, but I also spoke with the Vice President of Policy at the Texas Assisted Living Association, who noted that high cost, supply chain issues that we've been hearing about, and location constraints that are specific to assisted living are other hurdles. For example, many assisted living facilities are located in homes inside residential neighborhoods, so they're bound by HOA rules or other concerns that might be factors that aren't facing all skilled nursing facilities. It's also important to note, of the facilities that do have generators, just under 60% said that equipment powered things like heating systems or air conditioning systems. The majority of the homes, though, said their generator powered things like evacuation systems. That's fire alarms and emergency lighting.
Have we heard from lawmakers about the reaction yet?
Yes, so I talked to Representative Ed Thompson. He authored the original bill. He said he was pleasantly surprised by the results. He already forwarded the results to the House Human Services Committee. That's because he still plans to resubmit a bill this fall, likely with some tweaks, though, working with industry leaders to get the best outcome for everybody. But he says the priority is still the health and safety of these seniors.
All right, Avery, thank you for staying on top of this, and you can find more details about the survey online now. We have a link to the results inside this story. Just scan the QR code on your screen right now. It will take you to this story in the Texas Politics section of our website. The battle to win votes from Texas women playing out now in the race for governor.
And it's making sure that we're engaging them on the issues that they care about, the issues that are facing our state.
The tactics from both Republicans and Democrats and how their messages to women could decide this key race. And a death in Texas leads to new concerns about monkeypox.
I think we dropped the ball nationally with testing and just not making it readily available quick enough.
We dig into efforts to fight the disease, what's worked, what needs to improve, and what comes next.